Sure, it's a happy day for you and your family. Please tell us what's in your mind. How are you feeling?
Well, of course, we are very happy for the decision that came down from the Supreme Court. This is a recognition of the rights of my father as a veteran of the war, a Medal of Valor winner, a president for 20 years, and we thank the justices of the Supreme Court that they recognized that right. We also would like to thank President Duterte for his very strong support of the rule of law, and again on my father's right to be buried in the Libingan of Bayani. We believe that this is an important step in the healing process, in the reconciliation process of whatever they might be, what wounds, what differences, what schisms that there might be in the political arena here in our country.
What are your immediate plans, Senator? Because
I'm afraid because when the Supreme Court issued the status quo ante order, all the planning and all of the discussions on what we were supposed to do, we had to stop, and so we haven't really gotten down to the absolute details. I'm sure people are curious to know what is the date, and we haven't yet decided. As we were all waiting for this decision that we have received today from the Supreme Court. Now that the Supreme Court says that we may proceed, then in that case, then we will continue now with our planning. And as soon as we have the details, we will announce them to all of those who would like to participate.
Yeah, but Senator, are you looking at the burial at the soonest possible time?
Well, I don't think it will take that long for us to get prepared. All the agencies in government, the family, we have pretty much a good idea about what we need to do. But of course, as I said, we haven't tied down the details yet. So as soon as we do, we will make them public for all those, as I said, who would like to participate in the internment of my father in Libingan of Bayani.
But you know, it's already the first week of November. Are you hoping that this happens within the month at least?
Well, it's hard to say, but I think that as long as at this point it is a logistical problem in the sense that we have to get everything prepared, all of the different elements that are playing a part in the interment ceremony. All of that will have to be finalized, and once we do, we haven't yet gotten to that point in our planning, but we will immediately proceed with that. I am certain that even this afternoon and starting tomorrow, that we will be starting to talk about those details and tie down those details and finalize everything so that we can immediately proceed with the internment.
As his son, Senator, decades later, how does it feel that finally you'll be able to bury your father?
Well, it is. Of course, it is, as a son, it is something that I had been praying for many years now, and it is an answer to our prayers. And I believe not only because it has always been our position that my father, it was his right to be buried in the Libingan of Bayani, but even equally important is that it is in our belief a very important step for the healing process, especially in the political arena here in our country. And I think that is a good first step, and I think that this will be a beginning of bringing the country together and uniting the country.
Have you spoken to your mother, sir?
Not yet. In fact, after I put the phone down, I will be calling her to ask her what exactly is it that how she would like to what she would like to do, how do we proceed, and all the details again. Because most of this, seeing as she's, much of this is really these decisions are really to be made by her. And we are in support, and we'll just try to implement whatever she decides.
Actually, that was my next question, if really the decision will be coming from your mother.
Well, finally, because in the end, this is a family decision, although it is, of course, something of national import. In the end, it is a family decision, and especially when it comes to my father, it will be a decision of my mother. So, again, there are practical considerations, of course, in terms of the date. in terms of the physical arrangements and all that. But again, as I said, we had already started making those plans, and I think we will just finish them off and make them public as soon as they have been finalized.
Senator, former Congressman Nery Colmenares told our correspondent David Santos that they plan to file an MR. Are you concerned about this?
Well, that is their prerogative, and that is a recourse that is available to them. We will simply proceed on the basis of what has been decided and the decision that has been announced today.
All right.
The Supreme Court has ordered an investigation into the circumstances relative to the purported issuance of a search warrant directed to the CIDG that has led to the death in custody of Albuera Mayor Rolando Espinosa. Okay. Last item. In the matter of GR number 225973, Saturnino C. Ocampo et al. Versus Rear Admiral Ernesto C. Enriquez et al., GR number 225984, Representative Edsel Lagman et al. Versus Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea et al., GR number 226097, Loretta Ann Pargas Rosales et al. Versus Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea et al., GR number 226116, he, her son Alvarez et al. Versus Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea et al., GR number 226117, Zaira Patricia B. Banyaga et al. Versus Secretary of National Defense et al., GR number 226120, Algamar A. Latif versus Secretary Delfin Lorenzana et al., and GR number 226294, Senator Laila N. De Lima versus Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea et al. The court, with a vote of 9-5, with Justice Bienvenido Reyes taking no part, rendered the following judgment. Wherefore, premises considered, the petitions are dismissed. Necessarily, the status quo ante order is hereby lifted. Close quote. The following concurred in the decision: Justices Velasco, Leonardo de Castro, Brion, Bersamin, Del Castillo, Perez, Mendoza, and Perlas Bernabe. The following dissented from the decision: the Chief Justice, the Senior Associate Justice, Justices Leonen, Hardeleza, and Kagiwa. The following submitted separate opinions: concurring opinions, Justices Brion, Perez, and Mendoza. Dissenting opinions: the Chief Justice, the Senior Associate Justice, Justices Leonen and Kagiwa. As of today, one or two more justices may still submit their separate opinions when the decision is finally released. Under the internal rules, the decision, together with all of the dissenting and concurring opinions, will be released at the same time. They will not be released today because, as you know, the decision will end, the separate opinions will still be edited, rewritten, and finalized and signed. So expect that within the week. Okay? There is a long summary, about 8 pages, I will not read it, of the decision as well as the dissenting opinions. You may ask questions and I can just pick up from the decision. It's too long to read. Wait, isa lang. Ponente, Justice Peralta. Yes. Dali Okay, 1 to 5. First 5 siguro. Okay. First, no grave abuse of discretion on the part of the President in ordering the burial of the remains of the former President at the Libingan ng mga Bayani, because this was done in the exercise of his mandate under Article 7, Section 17, the faithful compliance of the laws clause of the 1987 Constitution, and that there is no law that prohibits the burial of the Marcos remains at the Libingan ng mga Bayani. Second main reason, the President has the power to reserve under the Administrative Code for public use and for specific public purposes any of the lands of the public domain, and that the reserved land shall remain subject to the specific public purpose indicated until otherwise provided by law or proclamation. Court found that there is no law or executive issuance at present that specifically excludes the land on which the LNMB is located from the use it was originally intended by the previous presidents. Third reason, the court found that under pertinent AFP regulations, particularly Regulation G161-375, the Marcos remains could be interred at LLMB because Marcos possessed the qualifications and none of the disqualifications under the resolutions, pointing out that he was a former president, he was a former commander-in-chief, he was a former soldier, Medal of Valor awardee, former legislator, Secretary of National Defense. The court also disagreed with the position articulated by some justices as well as the petitioners that the former president had been dishonorably discharged, saying that this specific disqualification pertains only to the military covered under the Articles of War, and specifically those in the active service. And finally, the court disagreed that Marcos was disqualified because he had not been convicted of crimes involving moral turpitude. The court said that the cases cited by the petitioners, which were cases abroad, were all civil in nature, and therefore he has not been convicted by any final judgment involving moral turpitude. That's the long and short of it. You can read it in the summary. There is also a summary of the concurring opinions thus far, as well as the dissenting opinions thus far. Please note in your reports that one or two more justices may still submit their separate opinions. I don't know whether they are concurring or dissenting. I don't know which justices will still submit. Huh? Let's see. I think because of the main opinion disagreeing with the dissent, you can see already some of the issues. Public purpose, public funds, dishonorable discharge, reading the Constitution as a whole, grave abuse of discretion by the President because there is no public purpose for the interment of the remains of the Libingan mga Bayani. One particular justice pointed out as well that it appears that the actions of the public respondents are contrary to the oath of office because they encourage impunity, which is the result of rewarding the person who presided over human rights violations and who personally participated in the plunder of the public treasury. One justice also mentioned that the court had already made a ruling on who Mr. Marcos was, and the Congress had also made a ruling, well, determination rather, of who Mr. Marcos was, and that this could not be changed. These were not anymore subject of review, whether judicial or administrative. That's a very quick snapshot. I am sorry I cannot read everything. They are very long. 8-page? I think you will get yours as soon as you step out that door. Isa lang. Okay, come on. The what? Sorry. No, they were simply talking about grave abuse of discretion. So I don't think there is any question of fact involved here. This is the Supreme Court, so the Supreme Court does not look at questions of fact. It just looks at questions of law, particularly in this case, grave abuse of discretion. Anjo. I read the entire judgment, so it doesn't say anything about being immediately executory. I read the entire judgment, Dina. So, huwag mo na lang ako pasagutin na yan. Ha? Excuse me? Bienvenido Reyes, yes. Okay? Ano na isa? Lia? Ha? Hindi pa alam. Kakatapos lang nila eh. So, the court just asked that I think they will constitute someone to, they will not constitute, they will direct someone to investigate the issuance of the search warrant. I don't know the parameters yet of the investigation. Huh? I don't know. I don't think so. But that's within the power of the court anyway, because it's a lower court that issued the search warrant. Yes? Question? Okay na? Anong gusto niyong gawin ko? Ano? Ano yung tataas ko? Naka-folder. Naka-folder. Ano yung tataas ko? Naka-folder siya. Okay? Maraming salamat. Ha? Kayo talaga. Ayan. Sige, susunod may bayad na. Okay? Thank you.